Lot 2540 is a salvaging and recycling ministry based upon the words of Jesus found in Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. Whatever you did for the least of these, you did for me. Our ministry is about repurposing lives, reclaiming futures, and restoring hope with God's help. The following video segment is one such example.
Hey, I'm Amy Collins. I'm a volunteer for Lot 2540, and I'm visiting with a client and now a friend of the lot that's been helped. We're at her home. When I first met her, she was homeless, and now she has a place to live, and it's all because of the lot and the Lord. Let's go see her. Hey, Miss Sallie, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, girl.
Hey, what's up?
We're here to talk about the lot 2540, because that's how we met. But you were a part of the lot before that. How did you end up there? What brought you there?
I was running. Actually, I moved from Carter Street Apartments. I called myself hiding for a while, trying to get out of a domestic relationship, and he popped up there one day and found me. So the next couple of days, I moved everything out of the house and I put it in storage. And I walked the streets about a week or so later, and after having stuff in there for about 2 or 3 weeks, I heard about Lot 2540 taking donations to give back to people in the community and people that's in need. So I went up and I asked them, I said, I got about 1 or 2 storage bins of stuff. And I said, if y'all come get it, y'all can have all of it. Because all of it was stuff that I gotten together with my husband, stuff that we've gotten together, and I didn't want to take it nowhere to start over, and I didn't really want any of it. So they come and got it. I met them. I started up there and stayed with them for a while and watched how they interact with other people and what they were doing to help other people, and I stayed. Actually, I just stayed. I liked the impact that they did, and for a while, I didn't know whether or not if I could trust them, I couldn't trust them. So, and I'm a people person, so I paid attention to all of them. I wanted to make sure that they just wasn't shucking and jiving or blowing smoke up my tail or whatever. And they were all just as nutty as I was. Actually, they all had good personalities. They were real. They were blunt. They were straight up. They didn't sugarcoat nothing. They would tell you what they thought, what they didn't think, or what areas they thought that you could need help in, or what other things that you could do, or they gave me a bunch of other resources too. And Marty, actually, I don't know how he knew, or he just dug and dug and dug and just found out stuff. I got my break started over. I wouldn't have to run and sleep and hide in the woods anymore, because I got me a tent. I stayed in the woods for like 8 months. I was like, cause everybody knew where my family was. Everybody knew where my friends was. So I had an idea. So I just want about me a tent and stay in the woods. More than them helped me through all of that too. Even though I got my own tent, but they made sure I had everything that was updated, dry. If everything got messed up, my air mattresses, stuff to keep everything dry. They took me back and forth to do what I needed to do. They stuck by me even though I was in the woods. And shortly after then, I was in the store working, and Marty come up and said, he said, Sallie, I got somebody I want you to meet. And he said, when they come in, I'm just going to come back and get you and ask you if it's okay. Never told me not one time what he did or nothing else. Then he come back and said, Sallie, I got somebody I want you to meet. And it just so happened, it's like God intervened. He picked somebody else that I knew from 1990 in Marty's path, and God placed her right back in my path through Lot 2540. There was a lot of doors open there. And I got my new start over because they had all my records, all my documentations, everything I'd been through for the past 15 years. They had, and I don't know how God put it on Marty. It's hard to know, but the same person that I went to in 1990 for help was the same person that Marty put back in my life. And
Is that Marlene?
Marlene Harris. And it's basically been awesome. I hadn't had to fight. I don't think I knew it was violence. I was mad at everybody. I couldn't trust everybody because everybody that told me that they loved me always hurt me. And they basically became, including you, became my family too. So I don't look at y'all like none of my friends. Y'all family too. Even when I was wrong, y'all got on me. If I said stuff I shouldn't say, got on me. Even if I got mad about certain things or thought things wasn't going to go right, Marty would always come and say, well, Sallie, if you think this person's going to come bother you, come let me know, and I'll stop him before they get to the door. And he was like, well, if your husband comes in here, you let me know, and we'll stop him before he gets to the door. That always made me feel safe, too. And I don't know, and then I started going through this stuff. They gave me another 6 to 8 months to live, and I fought that, and I was having hard times with that. Been on medication, my brain swelling, my face swelling, and I never would have to go to anybody in that store one time and say I was sick. They took enough time with me to know me personally, to know when I was sick, and then I had to tell them I was sick. So, well, Sallie, you working too much. You need to come sit down, or what do I come sit at your desk for you while you go to the over in the back somewhere and lay down and rest. They always knew, and I would never have to tell them nothing. They just took time to get to know me for me. They didn't ever worry about what nobody said about me or what nobody told me about them. They got to know me for themselves. And it made me put my guard down with them. I know I had another, like, kind of how to say, a safe haven. There are people that out there that care, that'll help you with no strings attached. You ain't got to do nothing out the way. These people to help you or to love you. You don't have to do things that you don't want to do. You don't have to be made to do things that you're uncomfortable to do. And you don't have to sleep with nobody that you don't want to have to sleep with, because these people are going to love you regardless. You don't have to worry about what somebody's going to expect or what they're going to say. And I fell in love with it, and I just love being there. I got mad when I had to leave. I didn't really tell them the reason why I was leaving. They knew that I was getting more tense, but they already knew. And I just left, and I got a lot of feedback on it, and I let them know when it was time for me to have the surgery. After going through 12 to 15 years, having to deal with it, we went through and found a bunch, and you assisted with a few, finding me other good specialists, and they found one that could do it and guaranteed me another 7 to 10 years. And I had that done January the 16th, and my brain has not swollen. I've had no ear bleeding, no inflammation, or nothing for almost 2.5 months now.
No pain.
No pain. Just a little aches every now and then, but other than that, everything's been fine.
That's cool. That's very good. I know one of the things that I remember seeing you at at that time, the free store. You were so awesome in there. What did that part do for you? To me, I felt like that was, I'm not saying it was yours, but people came to you from the community. So you were serving, but you were being served at the same time, and I feel like that gave you a boost.
It was equal, because the people from the street and community know where I've been and what I've been through.
Right.
So it makes it easier for them to come through me, to talk to me, and it was also like I had a way to give something back, and to be there for a shoulder without them having to actually just come to the streets for a second choice.
Right.
And they came to the lot, and there they got to meet other people there at the lot too that helped them do things that I couldn't help them do. And
well, when I look at all the things that are available at the lot, the well with the meals that are free, the free store, which is now, I guess, the thrift store, the food pantry, all the other churches and people in the community that volunteer and come together, and how all under one roof we get along and we work side by side, and it all does nothing but glorify God, because that's what it is, and that's so awesome.
They enjoy coming there. It's a sense of comfort.
I think so.
They appreciate the help that they get there from the lot. And I've had a few actually from the street tell me they don't have to go do a lot of stealing, because they can go somewhere and get help. They can get the extra clothing, they can get the extra food, because most of the people in our community were stealing clothing and food. And they don't have to do that. It's a second option. It's made a lot of impact, input on a lot of people's life in our community. And I don't understand why, but they say that they if I can trust people that I don't know, they say anybody can do it, because they've all watched me grow up on these streets from a young age, the younger people and the older people, and they say if I can do it, they can do it.
I think you've been a bridge for the lot, that God placed you there. And
God had to do it, because I know that. I did not make that choice on my own. It was just, I guess you say I was on the outside of a window looking in. Because I heard of them. I hadn't been there before, but I heard of them, and I just happened to walk past and I saw that sign. And then I think I saw Marty and Dave out one day on the truck that was hauling stuff back. And I was like, I'm going to walk up there. And that's what I did. I walked up there. I think I spoke to Marty, and he gave me a card. And the next day I called him, and we arranged it, and then we said and done. And they've actually been a big comfort through mother. I've had some losses with family members, and we was left with a bunch of stuff. Didn't know how our family was going to move it or what was going to be done with it. And I asked him, this guy, I call my Papa Chuck. He's been he's my uncle, but he's been like my daddy all my life. And they stepped in and they helped me with me and my family with everything I needed to have done by my Uncle Chuck, and there's a few other people that they've helped too. They've been a blessing.
It has. It has been a big blessing. I think of, well, like the food pantry. So you've done intake, you've done, you know, in everything as a client. You've also been the servant as well. And again, I just look at that and just see that people that know you and trust you, this is where I see God's used you, because that brings people in to be able not only to receive, but also to give, because everybody has something to give.
It's more comfortable for me with it being in Madison, because this is my hometown.
I know.
I've been doing it for years from everywhere that I've lived.
Yeah.
But all of the people that I grew up with are here.
Yeah.
Everybody that knows every detail are here. And I'd be rather help give back from where I come from where I received from.
Right.
It makes more of a difference when you got it in our own circle.
I know.
You know, because I feel like the way the people reached out and helped me when I needed a shoulder, a comfort, somebody to cry to, or somebody I can just be openly honest with and just tell all my darkest secrets or my trials and tribulations, my good and my bad, and not be judged for it.
Right.
And didn't have to myself, I done been there too, and it makes it easier.
I remember you giving me permission to help you find a place to live through Help Incorporated. That's where Marlene and I, because I was also a volunteer at Help, and you fit the qualifications for that. But you had to be ready. God had to put you in that place where you were ready, and then Help for the Homeless, and it was all a big community thing, and just amazing how your walk has been. It really is. I guess it's just the Holy Spirit. You can feel it in the whole place. That's what I say. Even my daughter visiting there, she's like, it's just oozes. It's everywhere, and the prayer and the joy, and I guess it's that celebrate hope theme that we have there, where people are happy. What do you see that for you and for other people that you've worked with there?
Well, as far as myself coming back there, it was where I belonged, where I needed to be.
Yeah.
I've had people from the community tell me, Sallie, why aren't you back there? We miss seeing you there. My family, we need to go back. When you going back? You, a lot of other people. But as far as the community people, they say it's a sense of comfort that they find there. The majority of them would rather come there for church services than go to another church. It's that one-on-one time that they have. People actually take time to get to know who they are personally. Right. It's not just a number or or client or just a member. Everybody there knows everybody's name when they come in. It makes them feel comfortable that basically they say it's just a peace when you come there. You might come in there with a frown, but you will walk out with a smile on your face. That's guaranteed. And it's just like everybody there's just one big family when there. You got everybody socializing and laughing and hugging and talking and sharing and everything with each other. And that's mostly what, from what I know within our community, is what a lot of us lacked. And it's not too many. This is the only place that we have in Madison that connects with our surrounding community.
I agree with that.
No other church, no other denomination, no other hall does it but Lot 25. They are the best thing that happened to our county. And everybody says that. It's just, some people are a little frightened to come ask for the help. It's just some people who just don't like to open up, but it's a little easier when they know they got people they can go open up. It's not going to judge them for what they look like or what they dress like or what they have or what they don't have. They're going to receive them anyway. Right. That's what keeps the people coming back. Yeah. It's been a comfort. And through all that I have gotten from the lot and that I'm receiving for the lot, I've been able to do more with my people in my community. I've been blessed with my son going to go to college.
That's right. Found a way to get him there and back, and
yeah,
all of that. It's been a great place.
They stepped in on everything. With the first orientation, they were there. I think Marty found the ride to take my son there, because I didn't know how I was going to get him out there, but they got him out there. He's going to go to NASCAR. I had multiple people in the community that helped me pay for transportation along with myself to make my son make sure he got back for the scholarship orientation. They've been a real support. Never really in the dark. It's always a light to go back to. It's always somebody there to do something for us.
Do you think everybody feels that way? I mean,
everybody that's talked to me does.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's the hope, is that there's someone there to help you. No matter what you're going through.
Yeah.
There's a resource.
It's a lot of people out here in our community that has been through a lot. And some on other different levels than I've been through. But when you've been through it and you can share it, and it makes it easier when you've been through a hard time yourself and you can share some of those hard times with them, they'll open up to you more and be more willing to come back to stay than just have to listen to a prayer and walk out.
You know you're not alone. You know you're not traveling the journey alone. Whatever it is, you're not alone.
I think I made it.
And you made it. And you keep coming back and going back because you're giving back. And you know you can help somebody else. And you are that hope. When somebody sees and knows where you've been and they see you today,
I've always
girl,
wondered why he kept me.
You are.
I always wondered why he kept me, because I should have been dead a long time ago or in jail a long time ago. And he kept me.
God reveals.
I never understood why, and he kept me.
I know.
And people used to tell me that, girl, everything you done been through and overdone and overcome, it's going to be a testimony. And having to see other people come in and go through some of the same stuff that I went through and being able to share with them, I knew what my testimony was then. I didn't know until after I went through it and somebody else came back to me with it. And then I knew what it was about.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how God works through the lot. It's working through all of us.
He put a whole lot of people right there in my circle that I didn't even know that was going to be there.
I know. I'm glad he brought you and I together.
Until I love you.
I love you too.